In this video, I'm going to talk about ketamine therapy for people with depression and people with addiction disorders. And this is ketamine therapy at Camelback Integrated Health and Wellness and Camelback Recovery. For the right client struggling with matters pertaining to depression and addiction, ketamine therapy can prove invaluable in providing psychological breakthroughs where more traditional antidepressants and methods of therapy have come up short. Providing the right environment, dosage, and counseling support are the hallmarks of what makes ketamine therapy at Camelback so successful. But first, let's understand this drug, its history, and its potential for positive change. What is ketamine? Ketamine remains a commonplace anesthetic in emergency rooms around the world. It was approved by the FDA in 1970 and as such was initially marketed under the brand name Ketelar by the pharmaceutical company Parke-Davis. First synthesized by a Parke-Davis researcher some 9 years prior, ketamine arrived on the back of the LSD studies that had been taking places such as Maryland Psychiatric Research Center and other medical facilities across the U.S. that were being supported in their research with funding from the U.S. government. Psychedelic research in the U.S. was coming to an end on the account of Richard Nixon's war on drugs, but there was still time for ketamine to gain a foothold in assisting patients who had endured towards psychedelic experiences, deal with their anxiety, and come down in a calm manner. Ketamine's medicinal value as an anesthetic ensured it remained legal and the next 3 decades. Until the turn of the millennium, ketamine remained an experimental drug for some psychiatrists, a commonplace tranquilizer for veterinarians, and a party drug in the club and rave scene in Europe and the US. At this stage in America, it was classified as a Schedule III substance, which is the same as codeine. If you've heard of ketamine before and you have some reservations regarding its primary use, this is probably why. Ravers who took too much by snorting it predominantly would experience a strong disassociation known as being in the K-hole, which is why it should be administered by a professional in a well-contained medical environment. How does ketamine therapy work? Well, ketamine therapy started to gain traction in the early 2000s as it was proving to help people's moods. There are many theories on how it works against depression exactly, as it acts on different parts of the brain at once. There have been several hundred clinical trials to determine its safety, and with the patent now having lapsed, the last 10 to 15 years have seen a huge upswing in its popularity as a treatment for mood disorders. Ketamine was also hugely popular during the pandemic, and it's fair to say that it sits alongside plant medicines such as psilocybin in its increasing everyday usage where, again, traditional antidepressants have failed. With ketamine therapy, you are encouraged to almost ignore the psychoactive effect. One client has described it as therapy with yourself, insofar as you experience a pleasant disassociation that allows you to then engage with whatever personal issues that you are dealing with in a way that doesn't feel as forced or contrived as when you sit down with a therapist and spend an hour talking about your problems. You may listen to music or put on noise-canceling headphones. You may wear an eye mask and cover yourself with a weighted blanket. You slip into a dream state and you experience a weightlessness, a new way of engaging with the world that you get to take with when you awake, usually after about an hour. The buzzword is neuroplasticity. The more we experience new things, the more neural pathways we create in our brain. This is called neuroplasticity, creating new dendrites in our brain. And it is behind a lot of the therapeutic modality known as cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT. The reasoning here is that we create lasting, meaningful change by creating new neural pathways in our brain. Ketamine therapy allows us to experience something new, and in doing so, it brings about change. And for someone who's stuck in their paradigm of depressive thinking or addictive behavior, ketamine therapy might be just the antidote required to give them a new perspective and a new lease on life. So now the question, is ketamine therapy right for you? At Camelback Integrated Health and Wellness, we consider a lot of treatment modalities when finding the right fit for our client. Ketamine isn't for everyone. That is much fair to say, but research does indicate that its success rate is as high as 70%. This is a very high number when you consider that traditional antidepressants have an efficacy rate of around 20%. Ketamine works fast, so if you are wanting to experience quick relief and with minimal side effects, then it is definitely worth considering. There are no known allergies to ketamine, and it only stays in your system for about an hour or two. This means that you are unlikely to experience any lingering dizziness or nausea. If you are experiencing suicidal ideation, severe anxiety, or chronic pain, we recommend that you get in touch with someone from Camelback Integrated Health and Wellness as a matter of urgency so that we can assess your needs. Struggling with depression and anxiety doesn't need to be an internal process to bear. Now, thanks to ketamine therapy and its proven efficacy, an affordable, effective solution is at hand.
If you found this video to be of value, be sure to like it, subscribe to our channel if you want to see more videos, leave a comment if you have a question, if you've got something to say. Camelback Recovery provides treatment services for people struggling with mental health, mental illness, addiction, alcoholism. So if you or someone you know is struggling, be sure to reach out to us. You can go to our website, camelbackrecovery.com, or our information is in the comment section below. And we provide everything from detox, inpatient, outpatient treatment, sober living, recovery coaching, sober companion services. So either we'll be able to help you or we'll be able to refer you to people or treatment centers that might be a better fit. So I will see you in the next video.